I'll kill her. I swear to God. Fuck J-Lo. Okay, don't hurt me.
We're live, folks.
I think they're the most dangerous people in society because you simply don't know.
You can't see everybody.
I'll get it.
Here.
You simply don't
Sit
know.
your ass right here. Let them see you.
You simply don't know if you got a release. Or who's this for? So I read this article in the room.
Right here.
I need some more wine and some more water.
Bitch, I got both for you. There's like you don't know.
What's up, y'all?
Sophia.
Ow.
How many people
Welcome to the Black Ass Live Show.
Yeah, we're about to have a black ass conversation.
Okay, this shit's going down right the hell now.
So this started off talking about, you know, not like an annoying ass Twitter conversation about light skin and dark skin. That's tiresome. We're talking about how light skinned black women are seen as very feminine, and so are light skinned dark men, and light skinned men are seen as feminine as well.
Yeah.
But now we're talking about how there's specific people in society that are very dangerous because they can choose at will when to be the victim or the oppressor.
Yeah.
You never know which side they pick,
You never know.
which side they're on, and how fast they'll trade and flip sides.
Exactly.
Amen.
So
they're convenient.
And you
to
cannot
them.
have it both ways.
But that's the problem.
You can't have it both
Society
ways.
allows them to be. So I remember when RGB died, and I was like, fuck that fucking bitch. And everybody came in my DMs like, oh, fuck no. She fought for women's rights. Blah, blah, blah,
She fought for
blah.
white women's rights.
Say it again.
She fought for white women's rights.
White women's rights. Hold the fuck on. I swear to God.
Cicely Tyson? Who?
Let me get
The first black. Cicely Tyson, right?
Yeah.
She fought for black women, okay?
The thing with RGB, and I always say this about the white liberal, which if Brad is watching, he's gonna agree with me.
Eartha Kitt fought for black women war, motherfuckers.
Yeah, Brad will watch it. Is that you have to be careful with white liberal because they're only liberal to the point that it benefits all white people, and black people need to understand the difference.
Period.
RGB.
Oh my gosh, we're in a fucking sitcom
Yo,
right now.
RGB.
Yo, welcome to the sitcom.
What's her name? What's the host name? Ruth Bader.
Yeah, RGB, yeah.
RBG.
No.
She was only. They gotta look that shit up, bitch. We don't have time for that.
The bitch that just died.
Her name is long as fuck. She was only liberal to the point of white LGBTQ
Thank you.
and white women.
Thank you.
She believed in eugenics. She did not believe in the production or the growth of the black community.
What are they saying?
So, I didn't read it.
Moderate.
I got you. I'm hearing yes.
So,
Period.
Who's Kelly? Like, bring it on. Thank you, Kelly. We got you.
I gotta have a real ass conversation.
In fact,
Y'all are lit. I'm so here for it. Who?
So, I'm
Joyza, thank you.
So I'm trying to explain to black
Lachey,
people.
we love you, girl.
I'm
Come
trying to explain to
on.
black people that white women are more dangerous than white men.
Period.
Simply because we all know the white men are the enemy. They run this country. They have the most money. However, white women, if anybody watched Bill Burr's fucking stand up
On Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
Oh my fucking God.
Triggered.
I
John
can't.
did show me that. John did show me that a month ago. He showed me that a month ago. White women stood behind white men on everything. Slavery.
For literally centuries.
Whenever they
You stood right by them.
every time they put the black
Oh,
man,
I'm
that
pushing
person
the
got
fuck out.
lynched. That person got lynched. White women are dangerous, more dangerous than white men.
Emmett fucking Till. Emmett Till.
White women
These white devil bitches killed him. Fuck y'all.
Demonetized. Demonetized.
Are we on YouTube?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm on Instagram. Love YouTube. Oh my God, YouTube so much. Thank you so much.
Demonetized right there. And this was the moment I knew.
Yeah. White women are more dangerous than white men simply because you never know what side they're playing on. And I think that makes them very dangerous. So they can be the victims, I agree. I personally, my opinion personally, that white women can only truly be victimized by white men. On a whole scale. Rape and all that stuff, that's very different. But like,
Oh wait, you
on a
can't
whole
say the
scale.
R word on YouTube.
Oh shit.
Demonetized.
Sorry.
You gotta say rapé.
No, what?
Not rap, please.
Assault and stuff is very different. But in
You're
general,
gonna go in here. I'll give $4. I got $20.
but
So
in general,
this live won't be staying up, but you guys tune in and enjoy.
Love you.
but they are also the oppressors, and I think a lot of black people think that white women are on our side because they I think white women feel a certain type of oppression, but you all need to understand their oppression is nowhere near our oppression, and don't ever confuse it, don't ever mix it, because it will never be.
So do me a favor and
And
tell me
that's
more.
that.
So I feel like I want you guys to tell me more about the oppression that white women feel.
No,
Because I
no,
feel
it's
as
different.
though-
It's different. It's hard because
Let me tell you
women
something.
will go through
I don't
some shit.
disagree with you at all.
Here's the thing.
But I feel like I want people to know what's going on.
White women, and even women of other races, because let's be very clear, people like to throw brown and black in there.
Oh my
Don't do that.
Say it again.
We're not the same.
White and brown women will never feel the extent of what it is to be a black woman. And you can,
Ever.
you can disagree with me or not. Like you said, white women will.
No, there's no disagreement. It's just a fucking
white
fact. There's
women
numbers.
will
There's
play
numbers.
It's a fact.
will
There's numbers.
straddle the fence.
No,
and
I think
When it's time to say nigga, they all show up. When it's time to be a nigga,
I
they
think white women. White
That's
women,
what Paul Mooney said.
I agree. Yeah,
Everybody
Paul Mooney-
wants to be a
Paul
nigga
Mooney
until
is
it's
the
time to
best.
be a
Everybody wants to be
nigga.
until it's time to be a nigga.
That's what Paul Mooney said.
When it's time to fuck black men, they show
Period.
up. When it's time to be in black men's face, they show up. But when it's time to support black women and black men, when it's time to protest for black
But
women and black
let's
men,
keep it real.
one.
I think the only oppression. I think the only oppression.
Okay.
The only oppression white women face, or the oppression that overall all women face, walking down the street at nighttime, regular assaults, unfortunately, which I don't wish on anybody.
Yeah.
Certain like shit that every woman faces.
I kind of feel like
No.
I want to say the only oppression that white women feel
But
is the
listen
oppression
to
that
me.
white men have impressed upon society.
I
They're
think
like, everybody's messed the
but
hell
That's not
up.
their fault.
I was
That's not their
watching a
fault.
red
Whose fault?
But guess what? White women, if you had 5 kids around you, no one would ever question and be like, ooh, you walk around with 5 kids?
They would never say, "Oh, are
It's
we dads
all-
on the same?"
exactly. It's always,
Where's
oh,
the
you're
father?
all
Are
a
you single?
family.
But let a black woman walk down the
I wanna
street
hear
with
you
her
too.
5 kids. It's an
Yeah.
issue. It's a problem.
It's a problem.
She has to be on welfare. The father is not in the picture. She
Right,
has
mind you,
multiple fathers.
white women are the most on welfare, but nobody.
They
talks
are.
about
They
that.
are. They are.
All the white
They're
people
not.
in the middle of America, welfare.
Not even middle,
Trailers.
south, midwest, everywhere. It's
Inbred.
horrible. Inbred. I go all
That's
over
her
the
favorite
So
word.
But
yeah,
anyway,
let's
crazy
come
to
back
me-
to the topic that we were talking about with as far as like light skins and
Okay,
light
so
and dark skin.
we went in on about white women being one of the most dangerous people because they can also be the oppressor. They can be the oppressor and also the victim.
Mm-hmm.
My next one, easy, Spanish women.
Heard.
They
yeah.
are also the oppressor and the victims because again, they are also for the most part because Spanish
They
being
don't want to
Spanish.
claim they're black.
No, that's complicated. That's hard. You can't do that.
It's
Because-
not that complicated.
Yes, no, yes it
It
is.
takes 4
Okay,
minutes.
I also being an African woman, I have a problem with Americans doing this shit.
What?
Ethnicity and race are not mutually.
I completely agree with that statement.
So,
I completely agree with that
let's
statement.
not tell us Hispanics what their race is because that's
This is
disrespectful.
amazing, by the way.
Let's not do that.
I'm screaming.
So, Hispanics.
Unless they're Dominicans, because y'all fucking.
No, fuck them, bro.
I know black. I know black. I know
black.
I know black. I Dominican. Okay. Nunca. Godfrey, where you at? I'm waiting. Godfrey, what are you doing? I know black. I know black and Dominican.
I'm
You
logging
said it.
out.
I love you so much.
All right, but back to that. But like Hispanics of color, that includes the indigenous, mixed, not politically correct, mestizos, blacks, whatever. They go through a certain type of oppression. I'm never gonna minimize that shit. I don't get it.
Yeah.
And that includes immigration shit that I don't get because I was lucky to be born here. That shit I would never minimize it.
Right.
And as a woman, you go through woman shit and being a person of color. I salute y'all. Y'all go through shit. But y'all also fucking oppress the shit out of us. So let's not pretend that shit.
Period.
Y'all not only are obsessed with catering to the white man who would never like you and sees you as a house slave, so that's still slavery. But you guys work extra hard, in my opinion. You guys are more blatantly racist than white people because you're trying so hard
Yo.
to
Appeal to them.
Let's talk about that because there's no such thing as like how
You
people
know, I
talk
was
about,
wrong,
like,
Cherry.
citizen.
Cherry is not Hispanic women. I think I was wrong.
Mhm.
I think it's non-black people of color women.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
It's
Non-black
always like this ass
POC.
thing, like,
Oh, it's
if
talking about
I kiss the
Indian,
ass of the white man,
Exactly.
they'll accept me, but they won't accept you. And you know what people don't talk about is I've experienced the most racist encounters in my life have not been from white people. It's been from non-black people,
I agree. My whole
non-black
life.
brown people,
My whole life.
Hispanic people, fucking Asian people. It has the most racism I've ever experienced in my life has not come from white people. And I've experienced racism from white people, don't get me wrong. But when it comes to the downright, just blatant racist, you are a fucking nigger bitch shit, it's come from non-black brown people.
Excuse me, Cherry, it's not
That's
nigger
why
bitch, it's
I don't like people
negrito.
intermingle brown
Negrita.
and-
No, that's what they say
No,
to us.
but no-
Don't get mad at me.
but-
No, because what's happening here is that, again, I feel like based on what you said, you guys are absolutely
Y'all don't
110% right.
when he's done.
Well, listen to me.
Linguistics,
But
no,
this is
this
why-
is gonna be really difficult.
But you have to be realistic. You cannot literally ride both lines, like you said
That's
before.
not both lines. Linguistics is very complicated when it comes to history. Simply because negrito and negrita is a sign of endearment. I'm not trying to be a devil's
Yeah, I've always
advocate.
heard it as a term of endearment.
It's not, I'm not trying to be a devil's
No, but
advocate.
no, it's use it as a sign of endearment. Every time you hear about it being used, every time you hear about those instances, it's using a negative connotation.
I haven't.
Period.
I haven't experienced that, so that's
See,
why
that's what's crazy
The
to me.
most
It's like not for nothing, but like, you haven't heard
But
stories.
I haven't heard
But
it.
also Morena, I've also heard
No,
that
any,
term of
all right,
endearment.
anything that ends with an ita is like small, delicate,
Cute.
feminine.
They're female,
yeah.
right? But however, what I feel like we're missing here is like the negri part.
No, but that's a
Where it
linguistic
becomes
thing.
because again,
Dimitri, that's a linguistic
but
thing.
but just like you said, I feel like again I've not heard it
Again,
used in a
another
positive
issue I have with
connotation.
Americans, with a subsection of Black Americans, is that we assume that Black American history and the terminology that Black Americans go through influences terminology and linguistics in other parts of the world.
Because
And that's
it
wrong.
does.
even the Spanish word for black is
Negro,
negro.
because it's literally Latin.
And
it's
that's
Latin.
fine, and that's fine.
No,
But they use it in negative ways.
They can,
but
they can.
it's started out as just a way to describe a color.
At one
But
point,
then-
Negro wasn't
but
bad
then-
until
yes,
fucking
until
oppressor
white people
ruined
made
it.
it a bad
Thank
word.
you.
They
And the
made
thing
it a
is,
bad word, so it's not necessarily always a bad thing.
I agree.
It's
It's
just-
just a history connotation. And I'm not trying to minimize Black Americans' history because it's so rich, but I'm also trying to explain. I know, it's tiny.
It's not the historic connotation.
But-
I feel as though it's like just like you said, like yes, it was like no, like
But
you
Dimitri,
put on
it's
that
so
thing.
cute. You cannot use your personal. It's very
It's
difficult.
not me personally.
Yes,
it's just that I've heard more of this.
No, Spanish people.
Then I've not
Girl,
heard
you know
it,
what?
like-
I understand Spanish. So Spanish people say a lot of racist shit.
Okay,
You know what I'm saying?
let's be real.
But negrita is not one of them.
Everyone in the privacy of their own home
That's horrible shit.
have very prejudiced tendencies.
I agree.
Let's be real about
And the
it.
difference, oh, this is a great subsection, guys. Pause and now a little rant. Let's talk
I love
about racism versus prejudice. Because I talk to white people about this all the time. Prejudice is a stereotype plus somewhat unfortunate truth that are mixed together but can be very harmful.
But it's
However,
not, but we're
I'm gonna read
not.
some of the
But
comments
again,
on
we're
the-
not demonetizing a race. We're not.
No,
saying
it
people
is,
lesser
no,
than.
it is.
Wait, don't stop.
The
I
only,
love this.
The only difference
Go on.
between
I've noticed I've been
prejudice
discriminated
and
against by my
racism
own
is
family
power.
members that happen to be lighter than
The
me.
only difference.
I've
That's the
experienced
only
this
fucking
myself,
difference.
and
So,
I feel
like,
like they feel better than
prejudice-
us for some reason.
Prejudice is thinking you're better than somebody else. It's having a
Period.
stereotype.
My
It's some
experience,
type
I've
of
been
shit. It's
discriminated
not
against
good.
by
It's
Asians
not
and
good.
Hispanics.
Black people
and
are fucking prejudiced.
preach.
The difference.
Oh my God, we have
between
donation. Hi,
difference
sending love and
between
positive vibes your
prejudice
way. I
Uh-huh.
love you,
and racism
babe.
is
I be
power.
seeing
So,
you.
like,
I be
if a
seeing
black
you.
person
I
hates white
love you.
people,
I be seeing you
their
in all
shit
my
person,
lives.
but they can do
Thank
shit
you,
about it.
OD.
No, but I feel like when
Love you.
it's because of all the things that you've gone
Story
through.
time,
It's
story
not-
time.
it's sometimes,
Yeah.
not all
Story
the time.
time.
I'm not saying all the time, but
Y'all
sometimes
don't know
it's like
me.
a little bit of defense mechanism.
But it's still wrong.
It's
Using
not,
morality is difficult,
I'm
yeah.
not saying it's right, but sometimes that
let me stand
defense.
But you know what? I feel like people's experiences really is what is the roadmap for this. Like, for example, my aunt, she was in the last segregated
There you go.
class in Georgia
And,
in her
and
high school.
I'm not gonna minimize that, but
Go
let's
over a
just
little
say,
more. I'm
let's
gonna get a
just
little bit more
say,
on
She
the
does
field.
not like, she will tell you,
But if a white
she will
person-
tell you
We're
she
good,
does
we're
not
good.
like white people.
but I don't either, and that's very prejudiced. I'm not gonna try to
They're
minimize.
wrong, okay.
Here's the thing.
I just love you so
When I
much.
talk about terms, I'm not talking about terms and like subtracting myself from it. Like, I know it's still wrong. My prejudices against white people, while I personally think it's valid because I'm a black woman and I live my everyday truth, it's still kind of wrong. Like when you prejudice, like when you're
But why is it wrong?
Because Dimitri, in the end of the day,
Too wrong
no,
don't make it right.
exactly. But also prejudice. No, Dimitri, let me finish.
I just said
Let me
it
finish
to say.
this. Let me finish this because it's very important and we all need to learn this shit.
And don't say anything that's gonna get me demonetized.
Yeah.
We can't make it
No, because
I will not get no money off of this
We
shit.
give you $4 right now, like please. Stop.
Prejudice
Okay.
is
The
having
GoFundMe
a
link will be in
stereotype.
the descriptions. Thank you.
Prejudice is having a stereotype and thinking you are better or you do not like a particular type of group of people or race. Is wrong. I am prejudiced. It's wrong. Racism is prejudice plus power. That is why white people get upset. White people are like, why can't black people be racist? Bitch, because a black person don't fucking like you. They can't do shit about it.
Black people.
No, and I'm not saying this. Like, here's the thing. I'm not saying
True, we can't get Karen on the ass.
it's exactly. And we're gonna get out of it. Yo, Carell.
And if we do,
my
we're
friend-
going to jail.
My friend brought up the perfect scenario. She's Persian. She's Middle Eastern, whatever. She said the perfect thing. If a black woman says she's raped by a white man, the cop goes like, "Are you sure?"
R word.
Say.
Oh my God!
Why did you say rapé?
Abuse.
Not rapping.
Abuse.
I'm not laughing at that, but it's just
No,
the
I'm an
way you
idiot.
said it is funny. I'm sorry.
I mean, we're trying to get money on YouTube, but still
I'm
spread
so
it
I think
out.
I ruined it twice.
Don't get mad at us.
Rapping.
Player, okay? The shit is
I'm
real.
so wow. I'm so shit for laughing at that. I'm sorry. That's
No, you're not laughing at what it is.
It's the
but
rapping that's
again,
doing it for me. Like it's
like
just,
we're trying to make money while spreading a message. Don't get mad at YouTube. Don't play with me.
YouTube is fucking racist in that regard.
Don't play with me. I'm
Like
not the
y'all
one.
can cuss, but when it comes to like
Oh,
trigger
yeah.
words, be careful. Like no.
So
no
if
F word,
a
no
black
trigger
woman
words.
is abused
Shane Dawson
by
does the channel. Don't play with me.
a white male, the cops ask certain questions. Are you sure it happened? Or are you sure it's not consensual? And then like think about the
If
urgency.
anything happens to a black woman,
But
they're
think about it.
questioning
But think about the urgency, this lack of when that happened on Monday, all this stuff.
Right.
But if it was reversed, give me a description. They're gonna give you a shitty ass, horrible description. They're gonna lock up the first 5 black men in the
That
that might.
description.
That might.
They'll even have to fit it all the way.
It's the power. Yo, racism is the power.
Hashtag Breonna
Power-
Taylor.
Power is essential. Like,
Hashtag Lovecraft Country. There was a scene
You're not gonna play
where
with us.
she turned white and she was roaming the black neighborhood,
Oh,
and the
yeah.
cops came up to her and they asked, "Did this little boy hurt?" She's like, "No, he was helping me."
It's
like
power.
Jesus Christ.
that's the thing. It's
Watch
power.
Lovecraft Country, y'all.
Period. Like
It's a romance.
you cannot
crime,
compare prejudices of minorities to racism of white people because it's simply not comparable.
So
They-
do y'all feel like, because for me personally, I feel like racism is, I know by definition what it means, because this is what people always try to get lost.
Yeah, but
I know
then
by
who makes the
definition,
definition of the Oxford Dictionary? White
but
people.
I feel like, yeah, white people, but I feel like racism is also a mindset. If I were to say, oh, I fucking hate white people, they smell like dirty dog water, I can't stand them, blah, 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 blah. That would be, to me, or let me not even say white people, because if I say white people, people are going to try to defend it, but if I were to say, oh, I can't stand Asian people, I don't have the power to do anything to them. But if I say, oh, I can't stand them, they smell like this, I fucking hate them. Every time I look at them, I fucking want to punch them. Like, if I were just go the fuck in, that would be racist. I feel like racist is a mindset. I don't feel like it's just the power to oppress. I feel like it's a mindset. It's the hatred for
Yeah,
another race for
because
no
you
reason.
have those ignorant white people who haven't passed high school, who haven't gotten their GED, they're not educated, and they're going around spewing shit they see on fucking blogs from Trump, all types of random shit. They're not educating themselves, but they go around and they're just as racist as people who aren't.
Why? But think about it. These small pockets in the country, which is why I love that the demographics are changing. There's so many pockets in the country where you don't see anybody or experience or talk to anybody that doesn't look
They've
like that.
never seen a
Yeah.
black person.
So
in
do
their
they have
lives.
to, in their mindset, I'm not trying to excuse it, but in their mindset, do they have to even like consider other people and they don't even interact with them?
No.
That's their mindset.
I thought they're a product of their environment at that point.
And that's what it is. And it's
Yeah.
disgusting, but it is what it is. Because think about it, if you don't hang out around other people, you know, I always talk about New Yorkers being crazy because we are, but I also think that personally, the most intelligent people, also the most open people,
Yeah.
open-minded people I've ever met.
Y'all are the most culturally aware
People,
people, I feel like.
simply because we're thrown in a fucking pig pen of everyone. Like literally, you don't have to like each other, but you literally
But I
like.
also would say because New York is the most culturally aware, I feel like I think it's the most the most like not even precise, but the word I'm looking for when somebody chooses very specifically to do something,
More
When New Yorkers
blatant.
are racist,
It's blatant.
it's very blatant and it's very like,
I
you
agree.
chose this because you know about all these cultures, you're exposed to cultures every day, and you still chose to be racist.
I agree.
You know, in other parts of the country and stuff, it's like
You don't
people are
know
racist because they don't know any better. They don't know these cultures. It's different to them.
They're
And
inbred.
it doesn't excuse them. They are. It does not excuse them. You know, it's still wrong. But I feel like New Yorkers,
I agree.
when they choose to be racist, it's a very deliberate choice to
I
be racist
completely
because
agree.
it's with the complete knowledge
Understanding
that
that
there are
there's
different
people around.
Yeah.
When you come to New York, you're literally thrown.
Yeah, like
into-
New York, like-
it really is a melting
Like
pot.
down south, it's like the racism is blatant, but it's not blatant. Up here, it's blatant.
But I feel like it's weird
I will say
to
this.
talk
I will
about.
say this. I will say this as a dark skinned black woman. I think the racism down south is extremely blatant.
Let's talk about
However,
that.
Come over more. I want
No,
you
No,
to-
that's the colorism. The colorism down south is disgusting.
However, I think it's different simply because they deal with less amount of people. Like they deal with
Yeah.
less diversity. Like okay,
Yeah.
I worked at Dave & Buster's in Charlotte, and one of my coworkers I was like,
Buster.
my coworker was saying some crazy ignorant shit about a guest who was a fucking piece of shit and was trash.
Mhm.
And I was like, he was talking shit. He called him Mexican. I was like, I don't think he's Mexican. I think he's Persian. He's like Middle Eastern. I think he's like Afghanistan.
Right.
He's Afghan. He was like, Abina, y'all are black, white, or Mexican, and that's about it.
Oh my god, down south, that's literally how they are.
And I was
Or
just like,
Chinese.
yes.
I mean,
And
like,
I
what
Literally, I was like, you
the?
know,
It's very ignorant.
I was like, you couldn't even get a region of the world right, bitch.
It's very
That's
ignorant.
why the American education system is
Bro,
trash.
it's meant to enslave
It's
you.
so trash, and it basically enables this already ignorant thinking.
I agree.
because
I agree.
From young, we learn that certain people did certain things. Like we know about the fucking 3 ships that came here with the pilgrims. Motherfucker.
Say it again.
Oh, I cursed at this white. Okay, I cursed out.
There was a. Oh, sorry.
By the way, happy what is it?
Indigenous
Day.
Peoples Day.
Indigenous
I
Peoples
cursed
Day.
out
Thank
somebody I went to
you.
high school with because I asked him
Columbus.
about the protests, and he was like, I don't agree with them because they're not peaceful. And I was like, one, I didn't ask you to.
Huh?
2, my problem with 95% of white people is that they get educated by a wrong history.
Yes.
When you learn about, Martin Luther King Jr., you learn about
Only
in school-
him?
Honestly,
No, you learn about.
I'm tired of hearing that nigga's name.
No, I don't even mind because he's very important. He's extremely important. But like,
He's still
You
cheating on
learn-
his wife though.
you learn
Niggas
about with a
still
white
that
woman,
shit.
with a white
With
woman.
a white woman. But we not
but
What?
yes, bitch.
I'm screaming. Okay.
Yes.
I'm
But
hollering.
back from that, because history is very complicated and human beings are very complicated. They're like, oh, Martin Luther King Jr. marched peacefully, and then when he died peacefully in his sleep,
Yeah.
he was given the civil rights. I'm like, nigga.
No.
He
No.
was shot.
Like.
Before that, even before that,
April 4th.
the crosses, the arrests, the threatening to rape and kill his wife and children.
Awkward.
Oh my God!
Why aren't you saying rapé?
Rape!
Like, God damn it.
Girl,
It's fine.
this is
It's
YouTube
fine.
is gonna bear me, child.
No, we not.
Listen.
stressed.
Listen.
You don't hear about-
Educated, as you can
I'm
see,
so
we're
sorry.
very
The
passionate.
abuse of his wife and children, and like losing jobs and like turning off his electricity and like burning stuff on his property. Like the man and his family was tortured.
Everybody
Anybody that knew
leaves all
him
that out.
was tortured, and then literally the FBI stalked his friends. Got one of his friends to snitch on him. They shot him and they smothered him in a hospital. Then,
that what happened?
Yo, they smothered the shit out of Martin Luther King Jr. They don't talk about it. That's a different day. Now,
No, today.
That's-
Absolutely not. What?
No, you didn't.
They smothered him in a hospital. Now, let's talk about what happened after that. After he was smothered,
The conspiracy.
after he was smothered, literally for I think it was like 12 or 14 days, like I think like 7 or 8 cities burned. Like people,
Yeah, I remember that.
people burned shit. People lit everything on
Talk to
fire.
them.
People lit everything on fire, and literally the government was scared. So like, don't let white people tell you only like Martin Luther King Jr. did it and he was peaceful, and that is why we passed the civil rights movement. There was a study taken about a year before he was assassinated, and I think it was like 87% of white women thought he was white people, sorry, thought that he was a terrorist.
Wow.
And that was him doing his peaceful, Selma, all that shit.
How many people are watching?
Was terrorism.
Where we at? Hey guys, it's me. We're at, I don't know, 68. 68, what up? 68 mofos, we love you.
I was good. Now he said hi.
So don't let people, listen, white people
Oh,
will
wait.
never.
What's that comment say? The big one.
The big one. Sorry, we're reading you. Ariel Smith. Everything is being controlled by, oh shit, okay, you.
You can scroll back.
Yeah.
Everything is being controlled by them. So while y'all are suffering, they are literally drinking champagne over your troubles. Hashtag, hate to break it to you.
Oh, period.
Period. Talk that talk, sis.
Talk that shit.
Okay, and that's the
Talk that
issue.
shit.
And honestly, to tie in what Rubina was saying, it's kind of crazy how we live in a world where the American education system is like, oh my God, only MLK was, just this peaceful, loving guy.
History's
He
always
literally
written by
sneezed and passed away.
History is written by white people, so I don't trust any of it.
Yeah, so like
What?
So it bothers me. Like, here's me. It's one thing for white people
Why are
to
we
be
talking about MLK?
delusional. We know white people are delusional. I don't want black people to fall for it. I don't want black people to be like,
No.
I agree with white people. Yeah, protests need to be.
That's why I don't believe in the Bible. It's written by white men.
Don't
They ain't ready for that.
Yo, systemic religion, systemic. It's true.
Yo, look at that post.
Let me just say.
I have to say something, Jerry. I'm sorry, because
Period.
I took a class where we actually studied the Bible. We read it from front to
Oh
The
my
back.
gospels that were
And we
chosen.
studied it. And what it is whatever group of people were, there was a man.
The Council of
He could
Nicaea.
have been Jesus. There was a man
Jesus.
who went around and performed miracles. But the Bible was written by whatever group of people were in power.
It was
at
difficult.
the
And
time.
y'all, pause, before y'all get started. If y'all ever seen the Book of Eli, if you watch the Book of Eli with Denzel Washington, it literally is the story of the fact that the Bible is power, and white people understood that the Bible can be used to manipulate and control.
Not
slavery.
slavery.
And that's why I do not believe in
Slavery.
that shit. And that's why I go with African
Say it again.
spirituality. And if it's not coming from black people, I don't want to hear it.
Systemic religion is the worst thing that's ever happened to this world. Religion has killed more human beings than disease. Do you understand how insane that is?
Yup.
Like, yo,
Genocides, everything.
when I read the Bible, okay, there's so many gospels, right? That was written. We can't really prove when and where the gospels were written, so I'm gonna let y'all have it. Like, if I can't prove it, I'm just gonna assume personally that it's real. What happened, the Council of Nicaea, is a bunch of people sat together and was like, let's choose what gospels. They were like, let's choose what gospels are right, and then we'll go with that. So we don't even know. There's so many gospels that were rejected from the Bible.
Yeah.
Now, after that, after they chose the gospel they wanted, the Bible, since the Bible was finished, to now has been changed 13,000 times.
Exactly, and it's been changed for whoever's writing it, whatever benefits them, they added in there. That's why the
Latin,
King
Greek,
James version,
every version,
every king got a damn version of the fucking Bible because whatever they wanted to be. You don't think they sprinkled that shit in there?
Can we just talk about the fact that
I'm not against
that
Jesus.
niggas believe the Bible before African spirituality.
I'm leaving.
Can
I'm
we
outta here.
attest to the fact that slavery also lasted as long as it lasted
Thank
because
you.
white people
Manifest
preached
destiny.
the fact
Bless you.
they made
Thank
up the fact that we were supposed to be lesser
Man-
than,
manifest
and
destiny,
they
yep.
preached that. And when you take a people from their native land, they separate them. You
I don't
totally
understand.
Take away their culture, and then you
Come on over, girl.
you present something to them.
I want to see it.
Hope, and then you mix hope with faith, and then you get a very disastrous combination.
Not even just take us
because-
from the land, because honestly, that goes into the fact that, and I always say this on my YouTube channel, the fact that like the whole African versus African American, how Africans think we don't have a culture and all this other stuff. But when you think about it, we were taken away from a lot. So the fact that black people in America still have a sense of some type of culture, and people try to tell us, oh, like y'all don't have this, y'all don't have that. But it's like when you think of
I
everything, like
Anybody that says that is very ignorant simply because, yo, when people don't.
They're
people-
using our culture to
Not
get
even that.
by.
Not even that. It's because slavery is very complicated. Listen, on top of like everyone, what slaves went through coming here, you're talking about slaves taken from like Nigeria, like you and I would know. We're Ghanaian and Nigerian. Tribalism.
I'll say for the counter. Ghanaian, Nigerian.
Yeah, period. Tribalism, even before we talk about Black Americans, is bad. So like, you could be at one part of Ghana and another part of Ghana, and you can't even speak. You don't like each other. You hate each other. You don't even speak the same language.
Different language.
So and it's same thing with Nigeria. Nigeria has.
No, part of that problem is because when white people came to
It's true.
colonize,
No, I agree.
They
They made us
all
have a huge.
No, they put us all together because like even in Nigeria, you have
They-
the North and you have. They made us all.
So they
one
made
country.
people who are not the same people you like live together. So it was a lot of
and that's
conflict.
why there's so much.
So it created
problems.
tribalism. Tribalism is just letting people who are like neighbors who can't stand.
Who just
each
come
other.
together and
And
just
that
call
still
it a
happens to
day.
this
And
fucking
they made
day.
us. They made us.
So
one
imagine
country.
the slaves who come from so many different parts. Like even if you say all slaves came from Nigeria, you don't even know what part of Nigeria they're from. You're talking about putting all the slaves on a boat to work together to live, marry, who didn't speak a lick of language. Like their languages are all different, their cultures were all different, and they like honestly Bree was right. They took whatever they had and they remixed it.
But think of it. America as a country is bigger than Nigeria.
agree.
Nigeria is smaller than some states in the
Such
US. And we speak more languages
in Nigeria itself. I
than
agree.
the whole of the
That's
US.
what I was
We
thinking.
barely
But
speak
let's be
English here.
different.
But then let's also touch on something else because America wasn't the first port. I'm Caribbean. I'm by way of the Caribbean. So you have the indigenous people that live in the Caribbean
Mixing with
mixed in with the
It's-
different
but-
cultures coming
But
from
I'm saying it's
Africa.
a lot of remixes. So like
So many.
when people say that, even my own people when they say that, it pisses me off simply because like I'm like they took
what they knew.
so much negativity, like and honestly not even negativity, like evilness. Like at that point it's evil. It's evil. It took so much evilness and like created a culture out of
They
it.
would never do that to their own children. So why would you do it to other
Because white people are evil. I'm sorry.
White people-
Because they don't care.
They're
Like
barbarians.
again.
They're
Look, let
barbarians.
me tell
And
you-
honestly, you know what?
Let me
Even
tell
just like what you guys
wait,
are
wait,
saying right
Let
now.
me tell you how delusional white people are. The white woman would let black women nurse
And
their
breastfeed a
children.
kid. Oh my god.
Breastfeed their children.
White people are barbaric.
But would still call us monsters and
monkeys,
beasts and
yeah.
monkeys. But
Right.
you let us literally the fucking milk, the sustenance. We know
We
how
keeping your child alive.
We keeping your child alive. You know how important breast milk is, but you letting us nurse your children.
Disgusting.
But you still thinking us as less.
So I get
delusional white
upset
people are.
when like Africans or like non-American black people say shit like that. I'm
Yes.
like, they took so much evilness and created a culture out of it.
and they
Yeah.
Speaking so many different languages. Yo, when you think about it, like these people, white people, we already talked about white people are evil. They're like, this person's a black person, this is a person's a black person, so they understand each other. They didn't speak the same fucking language. They didn't speak the same
They all
language.
had to learn a language.
They
They
had
all
to
had
learn
to learn
a
a
type
similar
of
language
language
to get
to get
talk,
all-
to
to
communicate.
talk.
Yeah.
Right, think about it. Yo, they didn't come here on a ship as families. They came here mostly as strong women. That's why I always talk about, I talk about Jamaican history all the time because Jamaicans are fucking crazy. We talk about that. But you know why? But you know why? Their history is so rich.
They're rich.
Yo, not one slave ship ever landed on Jamaica. Not one. That's the only fucking island. I'm sorry, maybe it's different, but that's the only island.
Because Jamaicans are crazy as fuck.
No, but they
That's-
you gotta understand like
This at Bomba Cloud, that got me fucked
yo,
up.
I think
Bomba
that
Clyde.
when we talk about genetics, like transcending like
Also-
generations,
Mhm.
it's true because Jamaicans not one slave ship in Jamaica. So Jamaica was a reform island. So like the bad slaves from America, the bad slaves from Guyana, everywhere were sent to Jamaica
Yeah.
to like break them. That is why Jamaica, I feel like, and that's what
Well,
I'm
also each island in the Caribbean has their own roots. Like
No, it's true.
Jamaican history is rooted in Dutch
yes.
lineage.
But what
and
I
all that
like about
stuff.
it is that it's simply the quote unquote bad slaves. The slaves that didn't conform to whiteness.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They were like the bad slaves. Like, and that's how the island was created. They're rich. Their culture is rich, but they're also like black people that are very like, they persevere. They didn't give a fuck. They were beaten, they were whipped, they were going through certain stuff. I almost use that word again. And they were so like, they didn't listen at all. That white people were so tired.
I'm laughing at the word.
They were so tired, they sent them to an island. So like, black people persevere, but Jamaicans, I like them so much because like, they didn't put up with shit.
No.
That's how the island was created. It was all quote unquote,
Wrong with me.
quote unquote, the black bad slaves. We didn't give a fuck about what white people were doing to them.
So can we talk about, this is a whole different thing. Like, I just want to hit multiple topics on this. Let's talk about what we were saying before, like as far as colorism, and then as far as like the South versus the North, as far as like colorism with black men in society, black light-skinned men in society, light-skinned women and their privilege and their, you know, refusal to accept it. Because honestly, okay, so what we were saying, you guys, is the same way that dark-skinned black men are the white people of society, light-skinned women are also the white people of black society. And we were just kind of going into that, talking about that.
Let's also touch, because people, their perspective, because like my closest friend considers me light skinned. I don't consider myself light skinned.
I consider us brown.
Yeah, I consider myself brown.
I'm with them. I
Like
consider y'all brown.
But also, I read, guys, I also read an
But
amazing
we are
article.
lighter than.
I read an insane article that
Ooh.
read the fuck out of brown people because
Grab your teacups.
Oh,
Because
what did it say?
they were saying how
Come over here.
brown skinned people are also problematic because they simply label some brown to make sure that they differentiate between not being too dark.
But I mean, okay,
It was
so
very
I can
different.
see that.
It was very different. It was
exactly,
very
I
different.
can see where they're coming from.
It's never
However-
mine either, but that's simply because if I were to, the only reason I label myself brown skin is because if I were to say I'm dark skinned, everybody's gonna say, no the fuck you're not. If I were to say I'm light skinned, everybody also, well, give or take, no the fuck you're not. So for
Well,
me,
winter is coming.
winter is
Okay, so the
coming.
reason, and you know,
Dracarys.
black people, you know, if y'all don't know, when the seasons change, so does the
Right,
melanin.
right. So does the shade.
But the reason why for me, because I have dark skinned people. My dad is dark skinned. I have dark skinned people, and that's what y'all don't
Not true.
understand is black, and that's what we as black people need to understand is we come in a rainbow of colors.
We
I
do.
agree.
More so than any other race out there. We
My
come
dad
in
is
a
dark.
But
rainbow
also,
of
it's genetically
colors.
diverse.
And we're
Yeah.
genetically diverse. Exactly.
Don't
We
y'all
can-
have the Eve
You can
gene?
be how you are now, and you can pull from an ancestor from so long ago, and
Yeah.
we don't know. But for me, it's just like I consider myself I don't even get into specifics. I'm a black woman.
Right.
I understand that I'm not dark skinned, and if you want to get specific, I don't consider myself light skinned either.
Right.
But regardless of the fact, brown skin, light skin, dark skin, I think we need to realize that we are black, and we need to try. I know it's hard, but you know, colorism was instilled again within us as a form of control.
Yeah.
So what we as black people need to understand is black, light, dark color of a fucking milk, because there's black people out there just as white as other people. What we have to understand
What are the
is
comments saying?
Oh my god, I also got another controversial article which I don't know about yet. I haven't made up my opinion about it, but I've been reading it. It's about how the one drop rule is very racist.
Oh, they're in there.
Ariel Smith said,
Oh, wait, hold on. We're reading comments.
hold on. Oh shit.
Ariel, we're coming for you, girl.
Okay.
Not coming for you. We love you.
What is this? Tranisha Jackson at Kathy Johnson, and people want to say dark-skinned girls are jealous of light-skinned women. No, we are not. We are mad about
The privilege.
about the privilege they get.
Bitch, Kathy in the chat. Kathy
Pretty.
in the chat.
You
I
notice
agree.
that they don't even cast fully black, light-skinned women
We
more
just
than
talked about that.
half the
Oh my God,
time
we
it be
just talked about
biracial
that.
women.
Okay,
Let me
so
tell y'all.
okay, if we're gonna
Hold on,
if we're
let
gonna
me
talk about
read
that, I got
everything.
something to fucking say.
Okay.
Woo!
Okay, we're
Oh,
reading some
holy
more,
fucking
read some
shit.
more.
Forgive me if I pronounce your
Where's my
name
ball?
wrong, guys. Candlin Cooper said all the isms were meant. Oh my God, this thing is like disappearing as we speak. All the isms were meant to divide. All the shit is made up. Desiree Gully said yes. I've seen people with the same mom and dad, and their children are caramel brown,
I
dark skin,
agree.
and light
Yep,
bright.
yep.
True. Let's talk about black men bullying dark skinned women.
Ooh, that's another one. That's another one. We gotta
Let's
look at
talk
it.
about it,
Actually, wait, before we
Naomi.
get into that, I want to talk about. Can you
Wait,
take the
Bring
screen down
it
just a
back,
little?
bring it down to us.
I think we need to talk about the fact that, and this is what we were
There we
saying,
go.
you guys, and I'm sure y'all can relate. Okay, so as far as like TV and
Sorry.
media, I am tired of light-skinned women being the representation of me as a black woman because we do not have the same experiences, and that does not represent me.
Can I jump in here real quick? So, based off what Cherry just said, you know, for all of my nerds out there who are out here, you know, thinking about these things, we know for a fact
need a bottle.
that basically right the hell now, we're living in
Oh my
the
God.
situation where,
Rack over there.
literally, but like where the comic movies are taking over the world right now, and we're the most
Moscato.
prominent comic movie characters from the X-Men Her name is Storm. Storm was a dark-skinned African woman, an African
From Wakanda,
goddess
bitch.
that was literally running shit.
She was
And the
with
fact that
T'Challa.
we've seen Halle goddamn Berry and Alexa goddamn Storm doing a dark-skinned woman, literally
Umbrella
talking about
Academy.
that. And that's the thing too.
Umbrella Academy.
Make no mistake, it just and the problem, and honestly, it kind of ties into what you guys were saying about the whole black and brown thing. When you see brown women, and the problem is that, like, okay, so basically the problem comes from the fact that
101.
once you hear brown, you automatically think black. So what's happening here with the white society, basically in charge of all these things, is well, like they're brown, it's like they're black, like it's all fine.
Let's get it
And
straight.
we're not getting the representation
Look, if you think
that we need and
Hold on,
deserve
let's
to
get
do
it straight.
this.
like Lupita
Storm
is
is from the same. Is from
Like,
Wakanda.
Lupita is the
Her and
one-
T'Challa.
No, she's not from Wakanda.
No,
She's
but
from
no.
Cairo.
Okay, but her and T'Challa
Got together.
worked together. She was a dark
Which is fine.
black woman. Okay.
And again, it's dark skin, and that's what it says. I feel like we're talking like when we go to the conversation of representation and making sure that everyone feels included in movies. You can't have things like this. Make no mistake. The fact that brown does not equal
They said
black
that would have been
always.
iconic or
And it
Naomi
can't just
Campbell.
be
The thing
black.
is,
Wakanda forever.
Facts, but like the thing is, what annoys me is like I completely understand that there's some roles that light skinned black women are part of. I don't have a problem with that.
Someone said black people accept biracial people as black.
I
And
That's a different thing too. Where's my fucking bourbon?
their own category because we be expecting them to care for us and they don't care for us.
I got
and
some
they
shit to
need
say
their own
about that.
category.
I think no.
Because they like to
See,
pick and choose.
biracial is so difficult. Remember we had this conversation a couple years ago.
Yeah.
Biracial is very
Oh, 'cause it
difficult.
could be anything.
It could be anything.
Yeah.
Biracial is
Watch your
not
feet,
hard.
watch your feet.
I know I got you.
When I was saying,
Biracial is not hard. Biracial people, literally, you're not black, you're not white, you're not Spanish, you're literally mixed. And I feel as
No,
though
I think that's wrong.
no, that's 100%, but it's 100% not wrong because you cannot literally make a biracial person without two different races.
But you're both. You're both.
Right. So then what you need to do is claim yourself as both. You need to say, okay, I'm a
but
mixed
you
black
can't
and white.
people
I'm a
don't
mixed
always accept
Hispanic
that as
black.
both.
Okay.
Exactly,
But
exactly.
when you go on there,
I
mean,
think
you know it's not-
we have to talk about the fact that black people are notorious for trying to bully biracial people.
I didn't believe it until you're right. You're
Yeah.
right.
You're
Yeah.
absolutely right.
Yeah.
Because a lot of black people really seem to think that just because you're biracial and hashtag
No,
white,
you're right.
you're
You got one
not
track
biracial.
rule, which is racist.
If you're half black, you can say you're black.
what it means to be black because you're biracial.
It's true though. It's hard.
But
The
it's
racist-
not only. But it's
Honestly,
I'm bullying.
Let's
I had-
talk about Doja Cat.
No, not even that. Let's talk.
I like that. I like the conversation.
Doja Cat is on fucking white supremacist chats, alright?
Heard, but at the
What
same
made
time,
white
like what?
supremacists?
You cannot quantitate people's feelings. So the way people react to what they get doesn't mean that one black person
gotta take a
how they perceive the racist how they perceive what people put on them doesn't mean that another biracial person hasn't received racism the same way. It's the way you.
No, I'm never gonna minimize the racism you receive. But I'm just gonna simply tell you that it's not the same.
Yeah.
Nobody, no matter how. Okay, even if we take biracial people out, let's take just two black.
Cherry and
black people.
Cherry and I are
You
two different skin tones.
Yeah,
No.
but you cannot.
Yeah, but my point is that okay. So we have two other girls that are pretty good friends of ours that are lighter skin.
Yeah.
Cherry and I is not the same skin tone. I probably go through way more shit that she goes through, but Cherry and I already have way more common than I would have than when my best friend was biracial.
I know, but you can't also tell them that what they're feeling is not as bad as what you're
I'm not
feeling.
saying it's bad. I'm saying it's different.
Honestly, I'm not looking at that. I don't tell them it's not bad. It's not.
What I'm
I
feeling,
can't agree.
But
You're
by
right,
telling them
yeah.
what I feel is worse than
It
what
is. It's colorism.
No, but it's still, but it doesn't mean.
No, but let me
It's
tell
okay,
you.
but it's
Let me
colorism.
tell
It's
y'all.
a spectrum. It's
Let me
not-
tell y'all why I feel like I have the right to say it's not as bad because
It's a spectrum.
we cannot benefit from colorism. You and me cannot benefit from that.
I'll give
Our
you
light
you're
skinned
right about
friends
that.
can benefit from that. And when we say, oh, we cannot benefit from that right there is why you can never tell me that what you
So
experience is
Afia
bad
and
than
I
experience.
got in an argument which she gave me a perspective, but I also gave her a perspective about fucking, what's this bitch's name? What's Lionel Richie's daughter?
J-Lo.
Sophia Richie.
Sophia
Oh,
Richie.
okay.
So this is what I decided. Again,
Yeah.
everyone can make their opinions.
Okay.
If you have black features that white people is blatant and white people can see and they'll prejudge on that, you do deal with some type of like the black identity. Deal with the repercussions. But people who are racially ambiguous can choose who they can be. It's a
Literally.
different type of privilege, and you cannot just say I go through the same shit that you go through. If
No.
you're racially ambiguous, when you can choose to be black,
Yep.
that's different.
But
And they
specifically,
do.
Nicole
And-
Richie gets to choose
Nicole Richie's not black.
when she's black.
Okay, but I have a
Nicole
question.
Richie-
I get where you're coming from.
No, because Nicole Richie's father is Spanish.
You talk about
Wait,
Lionel
wait,
Richie,
I really
right?
have a question. What's the
No,
question?
the
So
other
if
one.
someone that
Oh,
is
shit,
racially
okay, sorry.
ambiguous chooses right from when they were really young to just choose like identify as black, can you not tell them that whatever racism they
Oh, it's
they
Alyssa.
experience because of that,
Hey,
it's not the same as
Yes,
yours?
How are
because the cop
you?
pulls them over. How the fuck
But,
is how
but,
they choose them?
but what
I'm actually live on Instagram right now
ambiguous-
talking mad shit.
No
Hold on 1
racially
second.
ambiguous black woman is gonna say I'm black when a cop is treating them as shit.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
But some
I'm
people
gonna
do
say
though.
that.
No, they don't, no, they don't, they don't.
I
don't say
It's survival, it's survival, it's
You cannot
survival.
tell me 100%.
I'm
And this is my thing. When these athletes,
One
these
life,
black men,
one sound, cherry.
when these athletes, these famous black men, and whatever, when they pick and choose these racially ambiguous women, these same racially ambiguous women do not say, "Oh, I'm black." They go off the privilege of these men idolizing them because they are racially
There's
ambiguous.
not one person who's racially
Okay, hold on. I have a comment from Tranisha Jackson. So, are people who are mixed with black and white, can they be colorist towards full black people or just
Yes,
racist?
absolutely.
90% of the time they kind of are.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Honestly.
Okay.
I feel like if they're biracial and they're white and black, I feel like they try and go extra hard
So I'm free.
to like assert their blackness.
Yeah.
Because let's be real, there's even back in the day a rule that if you have any type of black in
One
you,
drop, and it's still today.
you black.
But you
Okay.
know what? Somebody brought up a good point. Like, there's a lot of Louisiana people who are descendants of Louisiana Creole people. They look fucking white, but they consider they're black because of the one drop rule, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't.
That one drop rule is trash.
It's trash as well.
It's trash. Because after a couple of generations of whiteness, I'm sorry, but like, bitch.
Right. No,
There's a lot, there's a lot of white people in this country that have a black ancestor. There's a lot of that. Because of how history is. They cannot claim to be black. If you can choose when or when not to be black, that's very dangerous. You can choose, it's the same as being a white woman. You can choose when to be the oppressor and when to be the victim.
Honestly, if you can choose, then you're not black.
You're not black.
You're
Because
not
the thing is, not one racially ambiguous person is gonna have a cop treat him like shit and be like, and still say I'm black. What the fuck? You know why? Because it's stupid. And it's a survival thing. It's a survival thing. What idiot would do that when they're like alone with a
When
cop?
it's time to go to the parties, when it's time to say niggas, when it's time to do all that shit, they're black. When they get pulled up by the police, it's I'm mixed. I'm racially ambiguous. I'm I'm
Job
black,
interviews.
white.
Job
Job
interviews.
interviews. I'm
Straighten your
black,
hair.
white.
All right, so let's talk about
When
this.
it's time to write school essays, grown up mixed. They
Let's
don't
talk
write
about
about
let's talk about why people sing along to rap songs and say the word nigga. How do we feel about
I
that?
don't like it.
Okay.
Yo,
I don't like that
I'm
shit.
gonna say this shit. Rap was not written for white people.
Absolutely.
No.
Rap originally, and even for the most part now,
Okay.
is written about the black life, the black struggle. It's written for black people and for white people to enjoy.
Listen to me.
So
I'm
respect that shit.
Anyway.
If you want to listen to our music, I'm
You
not
know
gonna feel
what,
like
that's
you
what-
can listen to our
that's what
music,
you
but
said,
respect our shit because it wasn't written for you.
I love your face.
You're right.
I concur.
You know what I mean? Like,
I used to be one of those people that was like, oh, I don't care who says
no, I
nigga.
care.
And to a degree, sometimes
I
I
love you.
kind
I'll
of
talk to you
am.
more, baby.
But the more I've really just
Mwah.
grown and the more experience I've been through,
Bye.
I be clocking who says nigga because if you're not out protesting when shit happens,
together.
if you don't
Okay,
care about the black
okay?
struggle, I don't want to hear nigga come out your
I
mouth.
really watch your
I mean, you
white
ain't doing nothing besides
I
going
wanna
back
hear
to
that.
so we're getting
And these
to
same
work
people,
tomorrow.
they
Thank
want
you.
to say nigga this.
I
But
love
then
you,
when it
girl.
comes
I will
time to
talk.
actually be a nigga,
I'll be
they
straight.
want
Dimitri,
Mwah.
that nigga's loud as fuck.
Bye.
I'm screaming.
Yeah, you goddamn
But
right.
no,
She's
I
like,
agree with you. Even my brother has a friend who's Mexican and Jewish, but he's grown up around black people.
I don't give a fuck.
all the
I
time.
ain't gonna say
And
that
they feel
shit.
entitled.
I don't give a
They
fuck.
love saying nigga.
Y'all love saying nigga. Y'all love trying to be down, but guess
Are
what?
we talking about the N-word?
Oh, God. You
Bring
have
that ass here.
But
Excuse me,
guess
real
the
quick.
part what?
Okay,
The respect
listen
that
to.
the
Okay.
respect that at least I earn in my circles, ain't nobody who's not black is ever saying nigga around me. Cause I'll slap fire out your ass.
Period. Do not think for a second that just because you were
With the
born
nails,
in the
cherry,
Bronx.
Popeye cherry dip for me.
I'm from Upper
Period.
Harlem. I'm from Brooklyn. I knew Fat Joe. Shut your goddamn mouth. You are not black and you cannot say the N-word. And the second that you come anywhere talking about, oh, well, like, oh, no, it's the way I heard. I was in High 97. Shut up.
But
When
you know
people
what?
tell you to shut your mouth because make no mistake.
Platform to really educate people.
I don't give a fuck.
For-
Okay.
No, well, this is me personally. Like, if you're using your platform to bring awareness of black issues, and then you also actually hang around black people, and you actually be down for the protest shit, they don't agree. But I would say if you put in the work, I'm not gonna press you if you say that. I'm not gonna press you.
Cherry.
I'm not.
You know what? Okay.
All that you just said, and they came out their face like, yeah.
Girl, I know you're not saying that shit.
I don't feel no type of way. That's me. I don't feel no type of way.
Malcolm X. God
I don't
damn.
feel no type of
Okay.
way.
To each his own.
So, okay, no, honestly, that's something I want to talk
I don't
about.
give a
I
Because
think it's true to what
I
you
feel
want.
as though
But you know what group outside of black people feels so comfortable using this?
all of the Hispanic community,
Hispanic.
all of the Hispanic community,
Y'all love a good nigga.
And they be hating
who do
black
you
people,
think
they
you
love saying
are?
it.
And then have the nerve to look us dead in our face and be like, oh my God, I can't believe kids are in cages. How dare you? How dare you? No, not for nothing. Actually, no, I'm going to fuck off.
No,
I'm going to
I need to stop that. I need to get
Absolutely not. No, here's the deal. And honestly, based off of what Cherry said, right? Not for nothing. But you would, okay, so I understand where people come from, where it's like, okay, we're in the same neighborhood, we've grown up together like this.
I don't care.
And it's all good. So I feel comfortable using the N-word. And you're not wrong, Abina, you're not wrong.
That
It's
word-
still not
Yo,
okay.
this is my problem.
And the fact that literally people look us dead in our face and say to us, when we as black people say to you, hey, don't say the N-word, and y'all say, oh, well, I grew up here, so it's okay. It's not fine. Because, are we on YouTube right now? Come on, sister.
No, Demetri, stop. I need you to stop.
Because, okay, so, we'll keep it like this.
No.
If we said slurs that were offensive to the Hispanic community, y'all would literally rip us to shreds. And if y'all said to us, don't say that, y'all would be like, oh my God, absolutely not. So you're not gonna sit here and tell me that just because you were born on 168th and Frederick Douglass, that you have the right to say the N-word when literally you're not in our struggle and you are not going what we have to go through. Because again, it makes no goddamn sense that when your people are going through stuff, we as black people have your goddamn back. Get out of my goddamn face.
They said let him speak, period.
Don't play with me. Do not play with me.
They said free Demetri. They said free Demetri.
I'm not the one. I'm not the
Or that
one.
motherfucker too.
Y'all must seem to think. Make no mistake. And honestly, I'm coming at you, born to try back up. Y'all wish y'all had it like this.
The only reason why.
But here's the thing. I used to work in a space, and there was a lot of black and Hispanics there, and I really had to ask a majority of them, okay, why do y'all feel so comfortable using the word nigga?
Why?
Especially because you live in
P.S. Love y'all.
a space where there's mostly Hispanic people, so why do you feel so comfortable using the word? Because at this point, people are saying nigga to each other, and they're not even black.
They're not even black. They call their other Hispanic friends. What's up, my
They're not even brown.
Here's the
They're
thing.
not even brown.
My only rationality with not being comfortable with non-black people saying that is simply because of the respect. I personally, and I'm not even a black American. I think
She from Ghana.
Wait, you were born ago?
No, I'm African American, but I'm not a black American. I'm not an adult.
I'm
not American descendant of
No, we're good. Her.
I'm not an American
Hey,
descendant of
DOS.
slavery. I'm not.
Meaning the via Trinidad,
Facts.
Koyami.
But I think
Trinidad and Tobago in the building.
yes.
But I would say that
I'm gonna break down the
too many
red shot.
black people lived horrible lives, suffered, and the tremendous things for us to live the way we. I just think that just being like, oh man, you're cool, and you can say, I think it's disrespectful. That's just me.
And honestly, you know what? That's the problem.
Like,
Where it
if
comes
you
from
know
a place of
they should have
literally.
made me come here. Like made my people come here. I think.
I can see that.
I think the respect.
agree.
I
can
think.
see that.
I think any. When we talk about the Civil Rights Act that passed, it's not just for black people. It was for like any person that wasn't a white person. So like, I think any person that's not a fucking white person owes black Americans a respect for the Civil Rights Act to not do that shit. So you're not gonna dog me out. You're not gonna dog me out or dog out any other black person or black descendant to say that shit. Like, I'm sorry.
Because let's be very clear.
You are. Okay,
let's
go
be
on.
very clear.
Go on.
Black people, and I'm talking about the whole
Yeah, they are.
Diaspora.
Black people. Black people move culture, and I can't. And you know what? You know what? I understand. Hold on. Listen to me. I understand y'all want to be down because we so fucking popping. I'm talking about the diaspora. We got Afrobeats popping with shit been popping.
All of your fades, all of your music fades, got everything they have from black people. I'll wait.
But J-Lo.
I'll wait.
Techno came from disco. Black people created disco.
Honestly, no, let's bring it even further back. Elvis! Don't play with me! Elvis!
Rock and roll was black.
James Brown said, Papa got a brand new goddamn bag. And Elvis said, And you hoes said, oh my God, thank you so goddamn much. Get out of my face. Everything you have right now, forever, is black,
Okay.
will be black, and was black.
So black
I'll
people,
kill- oh my God, swear to God.
Black people are the culture, but what y'all have to understand is just because now black people are the culture, and then now that's all you guys are around. That still doesn't make you inclusive in what we fucking doing.
Yo, okay,
And
again.
that's the other thing too.
Dimitri.
It's a little respect
Dimitri.
level. Wait, hold on one second. I feel like it's a little respect level. Because not for nothing, if we were using a slur that was used against you,
Cracker.
and you guys took that and honestly not even white people, but Hispanic people too. If we used your slurs and you guys built and you guys to build yourselves up, and you guys said to us, hey, it's disrespectful, we'd be like, okay, I understand. And the literal fact that you look us dead in our face and we say to you, hey, the N-word for you, no matter how you're using it, is wrong. Absolutely not. The fact you're from the Bronx or from Atlanta doesn't matter.
Black people check for people who don't
Get
check for
out
them.
of here.
A black woman climbed the fucking Statue of Liberty and his face.
Patrice, I remember you. Patrice, I love you. I remember her fucking name. Patrice something else.
Wait, is that like Poe Patrice?
Is it Poe? I love Poe.
No,
You
her
all
name
okay?
is-
Hold on.
Patrice
Hold
something. I remember.
on. We have I think a negative comment. Matt, whatever the fuck your last name is. I'm crying. He said, shit. Okay, he said, you all sound full of yourselves, and it doesn't appear that you have very much self-confidence. I wish you well, though.
He sound like a hater. Why
You know what you would say in the Caribbean? Suck your mother.
Do me a favor. Can we go to his profile real quick? Can we go to his profile real quick?
He don't deserve that much.
It's gonna be no picture.
Make no mistake. I swear to God, when I see one picture, you
Thank you
play.
for your interaction.
She's a bot from China.
Right. It's a bot.
From China. From Wuhan?
What I will
From
say
China.
though is when I was saying those more
China.
those derogatory terms for other people, I'm not saying it because I prove it. I'm just saying if we were to say those same things about those groups of people, it would be an issue. But those groups of people don't see an issue with saying nigga to us.
They don't check
Thank you.
They don't care. They don't
Because
respect
no
us.
one respects black
We
people
respect
as
them
a
enough
whole.
that even
Like,
if I
how
was
dare
to argue
you?
with a Chinese person or an Asian person in general, I would never go, I would not call them a chink. I would never. Ever. If I were to get an argument
can
with
say
a
that?
Hispanic person, I would never say, you wetback. I would never.
Ever.
Because that's not even in my character.
I'm gonna insult your character. No, I'm insulting your character that you're
I'll
racist.
insult you. I might say you broke ass dirty bitch, but I'm not gonna
agree.
insult your ethnicity, your race, or nothing.
It's the below the
But
belt.
then it's crazy because they want to say nigga, but if they were to get in an argument with us, it'd be you nigger,
Black this.
you black this, you black
Thank you.
that.
And
Y'all
I
be stealing,
feel,
y'all do
okay.
this, y'all do that. We would never.
That's where the problem comes because, like I say, I have a firm belief that racists never change.
I agree.
And that's what, and honestly, not even just racist, people that use like racial slurs in a good way, because I got a black friend,
I agree.
are not okay with
I
me.
don't like
Because
nature.
make
My
no
cousin's
mistake,
fine.
the first time
My cousin's
something
fine.
happens
It
to
was
you
fine.
from a person darker than a goddamn paper bag, the first words out of your mouth are the N-word with a hard R. You're not gonna play with me like that. Like, I'm sorry. This makes no sense to me. And all black people are asking for is the simple thing of goddamn respect.
I think.
But no, I'm crazy. I'm the one out of control for being like, you should literally say, just not use the N-word. We have, how many words do we have in the goddamn dictionary? I'm gonna go right the fuck now.
He said, wait, what are you Googling?
How many words do we have in the English language? And y'all can't not say
screensaver for me.
one word. One word.
Screensaver, show them the screensaver.
This is my right now, my screensaver right now. This is
Wait, you gotta press it.
this is Chris Evans.
He's too white.
Go back.
So honestly, what's your damn problem? Hold on, Nick. Whatever the fuck this person
Who the
is.
hell is that?
Nikki Jefferson said. So honestly, what's your damn problem at this point? Because I said what I said. The black community is cool when everyone is full hetero black, but let them be mixed or gay. Lord.
Wait, what did he say?
He said, Nikki. So honestly, oh my God, sorry guys.
It's okay, Nikki.
So honestly, what's your damn problem at this point? Because I said what I said. The black community is cool and everyone is full hetero black, but let them be mixed or gay. Lord.
Wait, what was it?
All right, that's
Yeah, but that's the problem.
Makes sense.
That is the problem.
I was
So if you don't know what this is, it's a broom, Caribbeans, Africans. You just sweep that shit out of here.
Go back to your boyfriend named Chad. Shut up.
This is what I was talking about.
Where's my shit? Look at the coons. Ow.
Out of here.
Sweep that shit out of here.
Look at the coons. I don't have time for coons.
Cause guess
Okay.
the fuck what?
The rent is too high for people like you, Nikki. Don't you ever play with me. Absolutely goddamn not.
I think like us, I think black people.
I'm wired the fuck up.
I know you need to chill. What
What y'all don't
No, wait,
understand
it broke
is
a sweat, bitch.
what you don't understand is, and it's not an excuse, but black people have literally been broken down
No, it's
so much from our sexuality,
Alright, I always
from
talk
the
about
shades
this.
of our
No.
skin, from our hair type.
no. That's even harder. We are not a monolith. Black people. We need to stop
You
treating
got a
all of us.
dictionary.
No, we are not. Sorry, black people. Simply because we're black does not mean that we all have the same experiences, and we don't grow up the same
Watch.
way.
What's the fuck?
And we don't grow up in the same values. So even though I'm very liberal and I'm very socially liberal, I cannot speak.
Yes. Watch Queen and Slim. Because y'all don't understand that
Yeah,
black
she got
people,
134 in the
like
room.
Avina said, have different perspectives.
I like
So
it.
black
And
people don't all think the
I'm
same.
not making an excuse for it, but right now we're speaking on the black experience and what the average black person goes through or whatever. But I agree with you. There are certain prejudices that black people
I still have some.
perpetrate. But again, black people are just like white people. We're complex, and complexity also includes
It was that.
what's the word for it? What's the word?
What? Complexity is your word.
No, like intolerance. And I'm not agreeing with it. I completely disagree with it. But we cannot expect the black people to have all the same morals or my morality or values. Yeah, for my values, my morality to mimic every black person. So even though I do feel for the LGBT community, I also acknowledge that a lot of black people are very horrible, harsh, and ignorant to them. But it does not negate what we're speaking about right now about what black people go through as
a whole.
And let me just explain this. Black people are the only race where, like I said, there's a diaspora. So black people have multicultural.
I agree.
Whereas, I'm sorry, Chinese is Chinese, Japanese is Japanese.
We love pork fried rice.
I
We
hate
do.
you so much.
We do. There's a kimchi wagyu fried rice at Nobu right now in California.
Okay.
All right.
I want some pork dumplings.
But
Screw y'all.
black people have a diaspora, a different cultural.
She's already demonetized.
Black people have different cultural backgrounds.
She's not even gonna post this again. It's done.
Black people have different cultural backgrounds, so y'all can watch Queen and Slim. All right? If y'all haven't watched Queen and Slim, y'all need to watch that
We're not.
But that's the issue. I feel as though we should,
No,
we as a
I watched it
people,
with you, Abina.
we
Black-
as a people
black
should
people
not
have different
literally
perspectives.
have to tell people to literally go out of their way to read this, watch
That's human
this,
beings in
see
general.
what's happening. No, it's really not, because you're taught everybody else's history and culture, but when it only comes to black people, it's like, well, guys,
No, that's false.
read 7 books. What are you talking about?
No, because even
They give us the literal basics at best. I didn't say they goddamn
But I
day.
think we're again, Dimitri, we're talking about worldly shit. We gotta think of ourselves as the world, and you're thinking too American. Like it's
Not even
yes,
American.
because white people don't get along either. I'm not trying to be minimizing shit. White people don't like each other either, bro. White people don't like each other either. They don't like yo.
Who?
Human being. Okay, let's talk about
North, south, there's
Yeah.
so many different ways
Who'd
to
you
go
say?
with that.
white American.
Not
Yo,
just
let's
south.
talk about America itself. Northern white people cannot stand southern white people, and the right vice versa.
And then that's not even going just in New
York.
York.
European
Just
white people
New
don't
York
like American white
itself.
people.
Yo, Europeans hate Americans. Northern Europeans hate Southern Europeans. Yo, Northern Europeans hate Eastern Europeans, bro. Like, human beings don't like
And
each
it's the
other.
same with black people.
But
There's a
even-
It's
difference.
even with black people. I see all the time because
In Nigeria, Igbo people and Yoruba people
Yo,
hate each
I'm
other.
Ashanti.
Yoruba,
Ashanti is
Hausa,
like this.
Everybody hates
I
each other.
agree.
It's the exact
Ashanti
same
is 40.
I hate these.
Ashanti is 40 and she looks the fuck good, but that's
Ashanti's
but you know,
after my tribe.
but you know, black don't crack, baby. Okay.
But
you
no, back to my comment.
I
Don't no I don't I hate comments like that simply because like if we're speaking on a specific thing, no the fucking like oh y'all love black shit something about black shit and like
Splash.
until it becomes like something about mixed people and LGBTQ. Those not trying to minimize it, but they're minorities within the black community. I'm talking about black shit that every black person goes through. Why would you try to minimize how I'm speaking on how the average black person feels? Not feels, but like what black people go through.
But I feel like even when you're talking about like, even when you're talking about like, you know, how like, you know, white people feel differently about brown people, I feel like the one thing that all binds them is their hatred of black people.
No.
Like, not for nothing, like, you can say, like, oh, Europeans hate South Europeans hate Americans.
I think what
But the
binds-
one thing that binds them is their hatred of black people. Outside of, like, the 3 races that are okay with it, because they're like, black-ass kids.
I think what binds black people is that we all go through, even though it's different levels of it.
I don't need to bind black people. I need you to tell me how you watch these white people all over the world that are tolerant, but again, their only thing, like the only thing that binds them, is their hatred of anything darker than a paper goddamn
But
bag.
that's not mutually
So
exclusive.
fuck 'em.
That's not mutually exclusive to black people. And then again,
I'm not talking about black people. I'm talking about these cars.
but it's also colorism, but on their aspect. So like, this conversation is very hard to hear whenever you're a black person because obviously you go through so much shit. But it's very true.
Yeah, but
because even in the white community with
It's
all
like
this
spectrum.
exactly. So even with the white community and all this shit that they do to us, not trying to minimize it, they have their own colorism. Where like, for example, I personally think the British people are the most evil white people in the world.
As hell.
They're the most evil white people in the goddamn world.
I want everyone to hear that.
I know.
White people got them beat.
Brush your teeth and read a book.
No, America is second simply because the British occupied everywhere in the world. The British are
With
conquered.
no dental insurance.
How
With no dental.
Yo, Cherry.
The British are the blueprint.
Yeah, the blueprint of West
so
Africa.
And the
many
blueprint with Americans took and they swore
No,
that.
no, because
They rape. I'm sorry.
sorry,
We're not paid.
they pillaged.
They pillage so many
The
cultures.
British have killed the
so many
most.
cultures.
The British have killed the most, have harmed the most, have conquered the most.
And I still,
Americans
and
are
I
just
still
horrible
profit
because
it. I still profit
Americans
it.
are
They
followers.
From every
Americans are simply second because we're obsessed with being like the British.
We start
Literally.
They're not as overt as
Cherry, you're talking about
Americans.
Long Island, who has been in control for 1,000 years. They've been in control.
I'll give you that.
Which island was that was just this year during coronavirus they decided that they will no longer
It
answer.
wasn't Bermuda,
They
it
will
was
answer to the
Barbados. Was it
yes,
Barbados?
only this year.
Barbados?
Only this year.
Barbados.
They won't answer to the Queen of England anymore.
Give me a
Like,
one
they
and
said-
cheese.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Only
That's
this
right.
year. Only this
Nigeria was
year.
occupied by the British. Ghana
Until
was
the
occupied.
60s.
Yo,
60s.
literally.
I'm sick of you, by the way. I'm done with you.
My sister, by the
Yeah.
way, if you're in New York, hit up at Zuda BK because
Period. Her shit is fire.
gourmet edibles.
If you support black lives and you support black business,
Zuda BK.
Zooted BK, thank
Girl, in New
you.
York, she ships all over.
Hold on, wait, stop for a second, guys. Wait, hold on, stop. Wait a minute. She says, can y'all talk about how black people should be practicing black economics? I love that. I love that. Hershey, I guess, Hershey. Oh, bitch, I love you already. Hershey, we got you. We right here.
Black people, I know this sounds crazy, but I need black people to get into.
I'm so ready.
No, cryptocurrency.
Go.
Cryptocurrency, guys.
What am I blocking?
Yo, I used to be against it. Okay, so like we talk about the British being the most evil white people ever, and everybody follows.
Ever.
The British people / the Germans created a banking system that Americans follow. Our banking system is the most evil, racist system, probably second to like police and like.
Okay, so.
Cryptocurrency is decentralized. It's decentralized, guys. It's decentralized.
Listen to me. I don't disagree with what Abina's saying right now.
Do it.
However,
Do
Abina, ladies, I would like to talk to you about the literal black economics of this
Black
country.
people and Bitcoin.
Because I feel as though, I mean, again, we've had this conversation before, where it's like a lot of the reasons why you're seeing places like Brooklyn and Harlem and Queens being gentrified as hell. Why is Brooklyn ever the most expensive borough to live in?
I have lived in Brooklyn my whole life.
How dare
I
you?
am 25 years old.
So what happens there? And honestly, okay, so watch this. I feel like guys.
I'm sorry, he said black people and what did he say? Black people want.
You fucking.
She was talking about her name is
Hershey. Black economics.
Wait, hold on. Hey.
Black
We gotta
economics.
make sure we can hear us.
Black economics is multifaceted, and you know what? I used to be, and I apologize for this, because I still do. I was very like critical of black people not knowing shit, and I always used to be like, oh, black people need to read more, and like, why are they choosing to be ignorant? Yo, when people say systemic racism, they don't understand the severity of the systemic racism we go through.
Heard, but I'm gonna counter that argument with the fact that. So, not for nothing, I completely and utterly, honestly, oh my god, the black. Hi guys, tune in for the Black Guys podcast coming soon. We'll keep you posted.
Me and Dimitri.
Okay, so here's the deal. I feel as though, yes, you are absolutely right? Where it comes from a place of being like, okay, black people aren't educated enough to know what's going on financially. However, we've been in this game for a while, and at the very least, I feel like on a very basic level, and honestly, we learned this from Nick Cannon. Nick Cannon said one thing, quote unquote, wrong about the Jewish community.
It wasn't quote unquote, it was wrong.
Okay, fine, it was wrong. Whatever, I literally don't care.
Quote unfucking.
Yo, guys, we can't be, yo.
Guess what? The Jewish community is right across the street, and they got my zip code going up.
Okay, like whatever they said, it's fine.
On motherfucking quote.
But then again, it was literally, everyone spent decades thinking about the fact that Nick Cannon owned the property that is wilding out. The multi-billion-dollar deal that is wilding out. And only did he say something wrong, then I'm gonna think his white masses was like, you better shut your goddamn mouth. You don't own nothing. So that's what you're talking about. No, I think when we talk about.
It's so hard because, first of all,
not for nothing, no. But when we talk about black economics, we have to talk about black people owning things. We have to talk about black people taking the right steps, not just settling for CB goddamn S that only raises CSI.
Wait, comment if Dimitri and Abina need a podcast, please leave a comment in here because I feel like they need a podcast.
You need to bring it down. You need to bring it down.
No, you need to bring it out.
Thank God.
It don't matter what the fuck y'all say because this shit can get diluted.
I agree with you.
Am I aggressively wrong?
110%.
And even if I am wrong, I want to talk about it.
You're not wrong.
I'm open to discussion.
Black people have 700% course.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about
Let's
this.
talk about Jewish people. Guess what? They're white.
Okay? I agree.
Jewish people are white.
As
and
fuck.
they control.
They get to do
a lot
whatever
of
they
shit,
want.
At least here in America.
Half the
Okay?
reason why you niggas can't afford to live in Manhattan is because of.
All right, your mind is going above the rim.
I would say, okay, Dimitri was very emotional, and I agree with
Passionate.
Here's the thing.
White people are Jewish.
No, here's the I agree.
Jewish people are
Scorpio
white.
rising, Scorpio moon.
Listen. What Nick Cannon, in my opinion, said was anti-Semitic.
Right.
However, was it right? I personally think it was right.
I don't give a fuck because guess what? Anti-black has been the trend since fucking ever.
It is,
Thank
but
you.
it's still
And
negating what's wrong.
literally, there is, but you're right. But at the same time, there's literally no repercussions when you speak anti-black until we burn everything down.
I agree with you, but however, don't bite the spoon that fed you. Like, here's what I always tell people. I completely agree with you.
Get over here.
People should be punished for things that say anti-black. The problem is that it's kind of hard when black people don't own that much shit like what you talked about.
Yeah.
But Nick Cannon, it was kind of stupid of him to say what he said,
knowing
knowing that he didn't own that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
But
saying
guess what? White people were savages way back when.
No,
okay?
but my point is that like
They were in caves killing people.
I had an argument with my friend. One of my really good friends is Jewish, and I told her to say, no, this is what I told her, because she was upset about it, and I was like, you're Jewish, right? And you feel like you're a minority of the white people. I still feel like you're my oppressor. I feel like you're my oppressor. Like, just because other white people treat you like shit doesn't mean that you didn't treat black people like shit, which I always talk about. But like, the whole Nick Cannon thing, your bosses were Jewish.
All right, y'all. We've been going for a minute. We've had a real ass combo. So
Yeah, guys, we're so sorry.
We're coming back in 10 minutes. I got more shit to say. I'm not done with y'all yet.
Guys, we're 6 bottles in. I apologize. We're 6 bottles in.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're
we're-
6?
Nasty.
And with that,
nasty. Birkin bag.
we're
A
out.
couple thousands on my titties and my ass cheeks.
Get my teeth done.